Hello Resithrive, welcome back to yet another video. Today's video was a request which I got a few weeks ago, and I like requests because that's how I know what you want to watch. So in today's video, I'm honoring that request. Now, as you can see by the title, I'm going to talk about the dating challenges that Black women face, especially Black African women living abroad. Now then, let's start with the statistics. So it says here, according to the latest data on Black African women, especially those living abroad, the data highlights several trends in marriage and social patterns. Among Black populations, both in Africa and abroad, marriage rates have been declining. Specifically for sub-Saharan Africans living in the United States, nearly half of African women remain unmarried. This trend mirrors the broader patterns across Black communities globally, where economic advancements, education, and migration have influenced marriage rates. Now, some of the numbers I will put on the screen, but I want to end by reading this bit. It says here, the geographic mobility of African women abroad, especially in countries like the United States, UK, and across Europe, has contributed to changing marriage dynamics. Many Black African women abroad report challenges balancing career growth and marriage expectations, often leading to delayed or fewer marriages. I mean, this is just like few of the research studies that have been conducted that are out there. And this problem is also in the churches as well. According to the surveys that have been conducted, church women, Black women in the church, are finding challenges when it comes to dating, when it comes to finding a partner for marriage. They're also facing challenges even in the church. So this is across the board. It's everywhere. So clearly we can see that there are challenges there. There's a real problem. There's something that is going on. Now, coming down to the nitty-gritties as to what the problems are, especially when we look at Black women, Black African women living abroad, and especially for women my age. Now, I want to zoom in on people my age, because if you're still in your early 20s, maybe late 20s, I mean, we can't really classify you as having a challenge yet because you're still young. But let us look at women in my age group, Black African women in my age group, middle-aged women living abroad. That is what I want to zoom in on. What are those problems? Why are we having a dating crisis? Why are we having a marriage crisis? Now, the reason that I'm going to touch on range from maybe, let's say, the not so serious to the maybe like serious ones. So the first reason that I've got is time constraints, especially if you live abroad. With the work, the kind of work that we do abroad, we do shift work. We're always working, because if you come from Africa, especially, for example, I'll give an example. Looking at what is going on in the world, how things are changing, most Africans are relocating for economic reasons. What that means is they're coming here to raise money. They're coming here to work, to make money, maybe to establish something back home. And maybe some of them have sold their houses. They've sacrificed a lot to come and live abroad. And now, because they've sacrificed a lot, and also if we look at things like black tax, I mean, there are all manner of challenges that we can look at when it comes to the movement of Black people going abroad to make money, to improve their lives and the lives of those they've left behind. So what that means is when they come here, they are chasing those shifts. They are chasing the pound. They are chasing the dollar. There is so much pressure on the African person, whether it's a man or woman, to work. So that leaves little time for people to socialize. This is a reality. It leaves very little time for people to actually go to places where they can meet, where they can find a partner. I know this may come across as just an excuse, as laziness. But if we are to be honest, this is a real challenge. Time is not in abundance, especially for someone my age. Because remember, at this age, we have responsibilities. We've got bills to pay. We've got mortgages. We've got kids. So when do you find the time to go out and socialize? The second reason I've got is at that age, people have been through some things. I mean, let's call a thing a thing. If you're a middle-aged person and you're single, it means you've been through some things. You've been through a divorce. You've had your heart broken. You've lost your husband to death. You've been through that grief. So now the thought of you finding someone to marry is scary, because you don't want to be hurt again. You don't want to lose a spouse again because of the pain that you went through. You know just how much it hurts and you don't want to go through that again. So in your mind, you're thinking, you know what, I'm better off just staying single because I don't want to experience that again because it took me years to get over it. Because some people take forever to heal. If you've been through a nasty breakup, if your partner cheated, and if it was a messy divorce, then guess what? You're going to be mistrusting of people. You're going to be fearful because you don't want to go through that again. You don't want to be hurt again. So this is a real thing. It's a real challenge that gets in the way of dating. Because sometimes you might meet someone you really like and you're hopeful. And in your mind, you're thinking everything is going great. I mean, you have hope for this relationship. But for some reason, you find that things are not going the way you expect. Not realizing that actually the other person is afraid of getting hurt again. And in their mind, they've decided that they are not going to marry again. They are not going to commit again. All manner of things. So it gets in the way of dating. There is that wall that is created long before you even meet the person. The third reason is baggage. I mean, I've already mentioned this. At that age, people come with baggages. People have got kids. People have got baby mama drama, baby daddy drama. People have got maybe debts. Maybe they are in a mess of a situation. I mean, the baggage can range from kids to money issues, maybe mama issues as well. So yeah, this gets in the way as well of forming relationships because people are still dealing with baggages. So yeah, this gets in the way of forming healthy relationships, strong relationships that actually go somewhere. The fourth reason is online dating. These days, I mean, there's a high prevalence of people meeting online. And I guess it's because of some of the reasons I've already given, time constraints. I mean, we don't have the time to meet people in person anymore. And we've also become lazy. I mean, let's call a thing a thing. We've become a lazy generation. We want instant gratification. We want things, we want them like yesterday. And it is now also spilling into our relationships. These days, people want ready-made relationships. And by ready-made, I mean people are no longer willing to do what it takes to actually form a relationship in a healthy manner. They expect things to happen just like that. And people, especially when it comes to online dating, people are no longer patient. It is because online dating feels like a candy store. I mean, I've mentioned this in another video as well. People treat online dating like a candy store. A candy store, you get into a candy store, you see all kinds of candy. I mean, candy is sweet and you just want to sample everything. So you want to have a taste of that, you want to have a taste of this, you want to have a taste of that, forgetting that, okay, you went there to find love. If you went there to find love, that is. But another challenge as well, yes, I might as well mention this. Another challenge as well. Let's say you went on there to find real, genuine love, but the other person is just there to play around, to mess around. Then guess what? That presents a challenge to you who is there to find real love, genuine love, because the other person is not there for that. So that person is likely to waste your time if they don't tell you the truth, which is often the case. Another reason as well why Black African women face challenges, dating challenges abroad, is people are now set in their ways. So if you're going to meet someone thinking that, okay, I'm going to change this person or this person is going to change for me, then you're setting yourself up for failure. The only way someone will change is if they want to change. They need to want to change, not you trying to change them. It doesn't work. People will only change because they want to change, not because you want them to change. People can change because you inspire them to change, not because you want them to change. So yeah, people are set in their ways if they've got different values from your values, if they've got different principles from your principles, different beliefs from your beliefs, then chances are that you're going to struggle in that relationship. Another reason as well is scams. There are now dating scams all over the place. This is a real problem. This is a real problem. I mean, you just have to go on the internet, and read people's stories, listen to people's stories. I mean, I do watch some documentaries about love scams, and scammers especially target middle-aged women. At that age as well, middle-aged women are likely to be recovering from divorce, messy divorce. They're also likely to have lost a partner to death. Maybe they are a widow. I mean, this can happen to men as well. So really, this video applies to men as well. So middle-aged persons are targeted because they come with that pain. They are hurting, they are recovering. And you know, when someone is recovering from pain, they are vulnerable. So when someone, or when they meet someone and that person love bombs them, start telling what they want to hear, because they study the psychology. They know exactly what someone wants to hear. And scammers even go as far as studying people's profiles online. They go on Facebook, they go on Twitter, on Instagram, and study these women, they study these men, and know exactly what they are going through. For people who don't know how to keep their lives from the public. So those are the people who get targeted the most, because they put themselves out there like that. So that's another vulnerability. That's another reason why we have these challenges, dating challenges, that is. It is because of scams. People are not genuine anymore. People deceive people and hurt people, unfortunately. Another reason why Black African women face challenges, dating challenges abroad, is because statistically, Black women prefer to marry Black men. But if we look at the trend nowadays, Black men, we have more Black men marrying outside of their race. Black men are opting to marry women of other races. I mean, just look at the numbers, just look at the trend. So because, according to the numbers again, because we've got more Black women than Black men, this leaves a shortage for Black women. This presents problems when it comes to the pickings. Black women are now finding themselves with fewer options when it comes to finding a Black partner. I mean, there are all kinds of conversations that are out there, all kinds of debates, all kinds of talks when it comes to Black women and Black men. Because on the one hand, I hear sentiments expressed by some Black men. Black men complain that Black women don't want them because, according to them, Black women don't really see them as marriage material, because they are looking for men who have got money, this and that. I mean, there are all kinds of things. But I don't believe that's true, especially when it comes to Black African women. It's inherent, I mean, in our nature as Black African women, we want to preserve the culture. We want to marry our own. Of course, we have Black African women who are now going outside of their race. But if you listen to the stories of those Black women, you'll find that there is pain there. I'm not saying that Black women don't marry for love. No, I'm not saying that they're not driven by love. No, that's not what I'm saying. But if you listen to the majority of Black African women who are going outside of their race, you will find that there is pain there. Some Black women will say that it is because of the treatment according to their experiences. They haven't had good experiences with Black men. So now they're finding solace in other races. And also Black women will tell you that Black men don't really want them. I mean, I don't really want to go into it because that's another video in itself, which I can make. But yeah, these are the reasons I wanted to highlight in this video. I don't know what you think about everything that I've said, the reasons that I've given. If you're a Black African woman and you've got other reasons, if you've got experiences to share with us, please feel free to share with us in the comment section.